So my name is John Clower. I am a fiscal conservative. I have been all my life, and I was born and raised in Hollister, California. So a little about me. I grew up in Hollister, grew up in a family business, and took over that family business, became president, CEO, and ran it for a long time. But essentially, we own 13 businesses within the city limits of Hollister. We also owned and developed most of the commercial properties in Hollister and managed those properties for years. So we had a major control and had a lot of business within the city limits. I was also hired with the local sheriff department at the age of 20, so I've also been law enforcement over 25 years, and served on boards like the Chamber of Commerce, the San Benito County Business Council, and several bank advisory boards. So if anybody wants to know about Hollister, come and see me after the meeting, because I was Hollister. I met Brad Pike, knew of him for 25 years. I met him over 20 years ago. And I met him because I was a local business guy and a law enforcement officer, and he was a fire captain working in Santa Clara County, commuting an hour each day to go to work. And Brad is a conservative man, and he is a devout Christian. He was back then, he is still today. He's the same man I knew back then, and he's the same man today. And when I met him, he actually was starting a grassroots campaign. A lot of you may have heard the story. There was a treacherous road, Highway 25, that he had to drive to go to work in the Bay Area, and about a couple dozen people were killed within about 2 years on that highway. So Brad, while he's working and raising a family with a wife and 2 boys, decided to start a grassroots campaign. And he was extremely successful. He took that all the way to the state capitol, and he led an excellent grassroots campaign, did a phenomenal job. And because of that, a lot of people asked him to run for city council. He did, and he won. Now, also for the record, Hollister, California was messed up long before Brad got there. And it's going to be messed up for a long time from now. It's one of the reasons I left. I've been here in Eagle, Idaho for 12 years now. So is Brad. When he was on the city council, being a local business guy and a law enforcement guy, he was a breath of fresh air. He was the sole conservative on that council. And every decision he made, he did for the betterment of that city. I can tell you firsthand, I was there. I was a business guy. I was a law enforcement guy. He did good for the city. He was the only person on that council that did that, by the way. So that was an uphill battle that he had from day one. He listened to the citizens. He represented all the citizens, no matter race, creed, or political views. And he brought everybody together. But he can only do so much. It's California. It's the reason why we left, the reason why probably half of us or more in this room are here today. Okay? There's only so much you can do. But Brad did a heck of a job on that city council. So that leads me to thinking about what I'm hearing, respectfully, sir, coming out of your campaign and the rhetoric there. And I don't like coming and speaking in public, but I have to say something. So I also had the opportunity to be a protective officer for the U.S. government, protecting high-level government officials and politicians in Washington, D.C. I did that for many years. Also did that while I lived in Idaho and I commuted not too many years ago. And respectfully again, sir, I've been around a lot of politicians, and what I see coming from you and your campaign surrogates is nothing less of dirty Washington, D.C. establishment politics, where you will do or say nothing to keep your job and win the next election. That's what I see, okay? Now, you've been doing some podcasts. You did one today. You had a new one, so did Brad, on the ranch with Matt Todd, and I watched that yesterday. And in that podcast, and I'm going to paraphrase here, because I've heard it from your campaign for months. Haven't heard it from you until yesterday and today. But I'll paraphrase. You said that Brad has screwed up Hollister, that he's destroyed Hollister. He said that in today's, by the way. Destroyed it. and that the decisions he made 17 years ago made Hollister what it is today, and that Brad came to Eagle, Idaho to do the same thing and to destroy Eagle. You said that, sir.
Yeah. You're right, I did.
I
I
know
believe
you
a
did.
55-foot building, 55-foot building in downtown Remembrance would
And
ruin
I'll
Eagle.
tell you, nothing could be further from the truth,
That's
and
fine.
that is an absolute lie.
What,
Okay.
did I believe that?
That is a lie. Telling you right now, I was there, you weren't. That was a lie. And Googling the issue, like you said you did, is not going to give you the facts. Nor are your campaign surrogates out on social media putting out false information are going to give the facts. So if you can lie about that, what else are you lying about?